We have two viewers right now. Now they are gone. Are we still going? If you're tuning in, we're just working on a little kink real quick. Thank you for tuning in. This is my Alice in Chains chill zone jam session. Got a little hold music going on. Down in a If you're just tuning in, thank you for tuning in. We're just working on a kink. As well. We're about to get started here. Our lunch just arrived. Early. So Demian, how do you like my song? What are we, what should I tell these folks? Just about a couple minutes, we're gonna get started here. Let's do this. Relax, don't do it. Where you wanna come through it. Relax, don't do it. Working from home. Stress relief tips is what our episode's all about. Welcome to FUNGI Live. Thank you guys for just chilling for a second while we kind of worked out those kinks. It is Thursday. It is just after 12, so it is time for FUNGI Live. And today's episode is going to be sharing some work from home stress relief tips. And my name is Matt Cornelison. I am your resident storyteller and video producer person. We also have with us, as always, Ashley and Demian in the hizzy on the ones and the twos, making it happen, making you feel good, making us look good, making us hopefully sound good too. Work from home stress tips, stress relief tips, because yeah, like we're not too anxious, right? We're not too stressed out right now. Everything's fine. This is totally fine. Nobody's freaking out. I love this little over-the-shoulder graphic. If you guys have seen this comic before, it is hilarious. And I think we should do a quick reenactment of it just to, what do you guys think? Should we just do our little own reenact?
Nailed it!
Nailed it! Stuck the landing. Did we do it? There's not really fire. That's the magic of cinema. So, thank you guys for joining us. So, stress relief, stress, we're feeling a little anxious right now in this quarantine, the isolation, the stress from work stuff, from home stuff, trying to do it all under one roof. How do we deal with it? Well, it sort of manifests itself in different ways. If we can't find a ways to manage it, to do something about it, it's really hard for us to do our jobs and to be able to work and to do the sales stuff and the marketing stuff that you guys are trying to do. So let's start with the physical thing, because I know for me, my stress sort of manifests in my neck and my back. I have like an old back injury that I'm kind of dealing with right now because I'm doing this all day long and I haven't figured out my routine. So we invited our good friend, Dr. Todd Peterson, who's a chiropractor at Axial Spine and Wellness, to talk a little bit about how you can be more mobile so you can sort of combat some of that physical challenges with the stress that we're certainly going through right now. So let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
There's not necessarily a good or bad posture.
just being in any stationary position for too long is going to put stress on our joints. So we get in trouble when we're stationary for too long. So one of the big things I've talked about with patients is just finding ways to inject movement into their life. There's 3 different ways that you can bring that movement into your home workstation. And the first one is you can just move yourself. And you can do that as simple as like taking a break and getting up and walking around. Everybody thinks if I turn sideways so you can see, this is our bad posture, right? We start to hunch through our spine and my head juts forward, and that puts a lot of stress on our body. But the reason that's quote unquote bad is because it's the easiest one for us to stay in for a long time. It doesn't take a lot of effort. So again, the magic is that movement. So the slouch overcorrect is literally, we're just going to go between those 2 positions. So you can allow yourself to slouch a little bit, and then we overcorrect our posture and think about making our spine a C in the opposite direction and pulling our ears straight backwards. And then just do repetitions of that exercise back and forth. And again, that movement in itself is going to start to feel good for those tissues. That's number 1. You can move yourself. Number 2 that I've talked about with people is if you are at a laptop or I'm on my iPad, if you've got something like that that's mobile, you can move your physical workstation. So if I'm down here at a desk in my basement during the morning and I'm noticing I'm starting to get sore, maybe in the afternoon I take my workstation up to the kitchen island where it's a little higher and I can stand there. The last thing I've talked about with patients, so if you've got a mobile webcam, or you can order one on Amazon, or you can download an app on your iPhone that turns it into a webcam and you can move it around, sometimes just changing that focal spot with your eyes is going to change your posture if I'm looking here versus looking up there. So it's all about finding the most effective ways for them to make small changes to get.
All right, we got to stay moving, we got to stay mobile. Thank you, Dr. Todd Peterson. I always thought that it was about like the right posture and just staying up like this, but that is not what it's about. You guys are doing the move really well. That's the reverse slouch that we learned. I've actually started doing this every day since I talked to him, and it has actually made a huge impact on my back and my neck. And you should check out Dr. Todd because he is doing telehealth and he can help you. And I love that they focus on the mechanical aspects of your body. So check them out at axialspine.com. We did something really cool this week that I want to share with you guys. We did a little questionnaire on Facebook where we asked our community what are some of the things that they're doing to combat some of this stress, some of this work from home stress, trying to do the kids and trying to do the work and all that stuff under one roof. And we had an amazing amount of ideas sort of shared with us. Like 70 different people sort of chimed in on and made comments about what are the things that they're doing, new techniques, new routines, new habits, what's working, what's not. And we compiled that into a cool list of the top 10 things, and we ranked them in order of sort of the most voted on all the way down to a couple of honorable mentions. So we want to take you through that. And this is my commitment to you, everybody who shared. I'm going to do every single one of these things, and we're going to capture video of it. And also, Ashley and Demian are going to sign up for a couple of them. They didn't want to sign up for the whole thing. But they're going to do a few of them, and we're going to share them. So let's go through the list. Coming in at number 1 for dealing with the stress right now is cooking. Cooking was the very first one. Sneak peek for later. Cooking was the very most commonly voted one, and it wasn't just about cooking as you normally do. It was about keeping things special, making it a special occasion. And Julie Jack said that she posts little silly recipes on Instagram as a way to make cooking more special. And here's one of the recipes: spaghetti au lemon, leftover sweet potato, rosemary chicken breast. It sounds delicious. So cooking, making it a special occasion, was the highest on our list. This coming in number 2 was reading. So you can read. I'm glad to know that people are reading. I think I could probably do a little bit more of that, but keeping the learning going, and that's really important. Number 3 was working out. People doing that work from home workout situation in the middle of the day. Hiking, biking, yoga, and hula hooping was actually mentioned by Rebecca Roseman. And she says, if you guys want to like level up your hula hooping action, get an LED hula hoop. And that's a picture of her with her LED hula hoop. And I'm going to do that, Rebecca. So I'll let you know how it goes. I'll send you pics too. Next up, meditating, which is something I am trying to do. Benjamin Jaggers recommends Budify as an app for self-guided meditation. So if you guys want to you guys need that guidance, you don't know how to do it, check out Budify. I'm going to start doing that this week. Next up was mobility. Just like Dr. Todd said, we got to stay mobile throughout the day. And Dustin Borlak recommends Qigong, which is something I'd never heard of before, but apparently it's like Tai Chi, except for it's isolated movements to do things like working on your lung strength and focusing on certain aspects of your body and your mind. So Qigong, check it out. I'm gonna watch some videos, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna report back. The next on that list was Heather Dobson with Gold Medal Bodies as a mobility app and program, so you can do online programs with Gold Medal Bodies, and it's a way to have some accountability. It's a way to build in a routine, and for me, that's like so important to have that accountability, to have that routine. So thank you, Heather. Thank you, Dustin. Next on the list, working our way down, was expressing gratitude, which is something that I feel like I've seen a lot more lately on the Facebooks and the social medias, people posting their gratitude list, which makes total sense to get into that headspace of sort of, instead of thinking about, oh man, what am I really stressing about? What am I worried about? All this stuff is surrounding us. Thinking about what am I grateful for? And I feel like I haven't done that much. And I'm committed to doing that this week and sharing that with you guys. Next up on the list was avoiding social media, ironically, as we are here tuned in to a Facebook broadcast or a video broadcast. Well, you know what though? It's 10 minutes, it's short, it's not that big of a deal, right? So just after this episode, tune out, get off the social media, and then tune back in next Thursday. Honorable mention was designing the dream home. And Kelly mentioned she's designing her dream house, which, by the way, Kelly is an architect, I know that for a fact. She's a friend of mine. She's designing her dream house, which I think is really important to do something creative. And then Amanda Pape is actually building a tree house right now, which is super freaking cool. We don't have any trees here in Chicago in my front yard, but my commitment is to design my dream birdhouse. So I'll let you know how that goes. And finally, coming in, not least, but certainly last, Morgan Miller with screaming in your car screaming. Apparently, it's a way to relieve stress by just letting something out like that, and I think it's probably pretty effective. So kudos to Ashley for finding the photo of the scream in the back of a car. So car screaming, Morgan, thanks. Thanks for sharing that one. Great idea. I love it. And thanks to all of you guys for sharing your ideas. We are committed to giving those a shot and reporting back to you. That car screaming thing is a perfect segue to our message from our sponsor. Let's go ahead and do that. This episode brought to you by pillows. Pillows, not just for relaxation and sleeping anymore. Sorry about that. So if you don't have a car, you can get a pillow and scream into that instead. All right. Fantastic. Well, let's wrap this baby up with a little food for thought. Just like Dr. Todd Peterson said, make sure that you are staying mobile for your body, right? We have to do three things. One was we have to either move our bodies, find breaks to do that throughout the day, throughout the workday. We have to move our workstations if we can, maybe morning workstation, afternoon workstation. And then we have to find ways to move our cameras. It's a way for us not to just stay looking down in that same position all day long. And finally, what creative ideas do you have to break up the monotony of the workday and keep things exciting, keep things creative, and stay mobile? So we'd love to hear those ideas from you. And thank you for everybody who shared on that list. As always, we're going to be posing a question of the week because we want to get your guys' input. This show is built around you and your ideas and your thoughts. So we're going to be featuring you every single week. So any ideas you have, we'll be posting a question. Please stay tuned for that. As always, we will taco about it on the show next Thursday at 12 p.m. Central. Thank you so much for joining us. FUNGI Live. We will see you next Thursday. Bye-bye. Relax. Don't do it. Working from home, stress relief.